Hey friends, I'm on a rainy hike today, and I've been doing a little bit more work than usual because finally my kids are in school, which means I can be online and moderate the community and have little conversations and whatnot. And y'all know me, I like to go and do my little social media anthropology and pay attention to the comments coming in and ask myself, what does this mean? And so I've got something I want to talk to y'all about. But first, y'all come with me for a little walk right quick, okay? Look, while y'all are going to go with me right here to this little rest shelter. There's a million of these on my favorite mountain. And I want to have a little chatty chat with y'all. But I want y'all to see what I'm seeing, mostly because I need to see it so that I don't fall down. All right. Here we are. This is where we're going to have our chat. Can I tell y'all how much I love my office? Turns out the Lord gave it to me and it's free. Y'all know how much I love things that the Lord gives us for free. I'm a big fan of using my fingers to put on my makeup for the same reason. It's a free applicator and God gave it to me. So, turns out my taxes pay for this park, which I think means it belongs to me, obviously. I mean, it belongs to us, and I'm a part of that. So this is my new office, the outdoors. I am, as some of y'all might remember from the other video the other day, the witch of the Weenie Free Woods, and I love it here. But I want to talk to y'all about something today, and if you don't mind, hey, Laura, how you doing? Or is it Lara? I bet it's Lara because it's not a you. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. I want to talk to y'all about something, and it's going to be kind of broad, but you're going to see specific instances of it all over your life because the culture of the internet right now is so consistently toxic that it really doesn't matter if you're looking at the left or the right politically. People are doing the same black and white crap, and it's hurting each other. And let me unpack this a little bit. I wanted to wait for some folks to get online, and I think we're about there. So does anybody mind telling me a timestamp on the video? And put it in the comments so that when people do get here, I can say, hey, we started the conversation roughly at this many minutes in. Not at 11:07. I know what time it is. If you don't mind saying what it says on the screen, because I can never see it. All right, so here it is, guys. The other day, y'all know that I've been going through it. I've been deconstructing my faith. That is a whole topic unto itself. Thank you, Beth Ann. I see that you put me at 2 minutes. Thank you. That's been a whole journey unto itself. And then divorce. And so I am just questioning like everything that made me who I am. And that's not an unhealthy response to grief or unintended change, right? So one of the things that I started pulling apart was the way that the church behaves politically. Collectively, as an evangelical Christian growing up, I noticed that, and I was taught implicitly and sometimes explicitly, that my faith meant that I needed to be a Republican. And listen, this is not me talking about how Jesus is a liberal. I'm not going there. I don't think that actually he likes any of the crap that our government is doing at all. So that's not where I'm going. What I'm getting at, though, is there is this extremely toxic narrative and response to the narrative, and we've got to stop it where it is. So I posted a meme, and it was from Benjamin Kramer, Reverend Benjamin Kramer, who I have not met, so I don't know his personal character yet. I would love to meet him, but I love his content, and his words really, really speak to me. And so in this particular meme that I shared, it was basically a take on like the words of Jesus's mouth when he said, like, you know, when they were hungry, we feed them. I'm trying to remember where this was in Scripture. I think it was in Matthew. For you were hungry, and you know, you gave me something to eat or whatever. That whole like thing. It was a play on that, criticizing the way that I guess conservatives are pushing legislation. It must be conservative legislation because those are the people who got mad when I posted the meme. Frankly, I just thought it was a great take on the fact that Christians aren't behaving right. It basically said, you know, for you were a stranger in my land, and I put razor wires in the water for you, and you were hungry, and so I took away your free lunch. And I mean, you know what? I don't know if a hit dog hollers, the dog's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was literally not a political meme until somebody started defending the politics in it. And this is where I want to point out something. We immediately jumped on immigration as an issue. And I feel like this is starting to reveal something about our hearts as a society that I don't like on either side. And this is what I mean. Immediately people started saying, you don't understand immigration, the system's overwhelmed, like, you know, and then somebody else jumped in and was like, well, what about dead babies? Do you care about those? And I'm like, oh my gosh. And here we are at the root of the issue where I'm stating something that should be something we all agree on, but then a sniff of politics gets involved and everybody goes to defend the politics instead of the freaking people, right? Even going so far as to use whataboutism to derail the conversation. And this is what bothers me most about Christians on the internet, okay? The way we argue, and I'm not talking about just conservatives. I have done this too. If anything, over the last couple of years in my anger towards American politics, and probably because of my dysfunction at home, I took a lot of my personal anger out on people who I perceived as the problem, i.e. my opposite politically. And yes, I did absolutely contribute to this toxic conversation happening in America, okay? But the way to stop it is to stop it. For instance, when somebody says, what about dead babies? And we all start arguing about whether or not abortion is okay. Then we've completely lost the original conversation, which was about the mistreatment of immigrants right now. And I see this on the left with activists that I'm friends with and that I have participated in. And I see this on the right with conservative Christians, where we are so hunkered down in our positions that we are willing to do any mental gymnastics to justify our politics instead of just caring about the people. Hear me out. This conversation should not go like this. It should go like, do y'all see the horrible stuff happening at the border? And everybody, Republican and Democrat, goes, yes, that doesn't seem to make sense to me. This should be done a better way. And then we talk about it. Instead of saying like, but there's homeless people and veterans out there who we should be focused on. This is number 2 problem that I am seeing that is both on the left and the right. We like to act as if our cause that we care about right now, that our focus is on in the moment, is the only righteous thing to care about in that moment. How about we let people's hearts find the things that they care about, and when they express that it matters to them, validate that yes, it should matter. Whether or not it's something you're going to jump on as a bandwagon of support, how can you disagree with the fact that this is hurting people and we should do better? You don't. You're just holding your flag so damn tight for your political party that you're unwilling to let go when it hurts people. Stop doing that shit. Guys, there is not a political party on this planet that cares enough about you that you should be carrying that flag in the face of human rights violations. And I mean this for everybody. You will never again see me cling to a political party so tightly that I am unable to criticize it. That is a lesson that I have learned in deconstruction. Nothing is more dear to me than my values and what I believe how we should treat other people, right? But over time, things got muddied. And now we feel like we have to say things like, we can't help those people over there because there's people over here that need help. Now, I need y'all to timestamp this because this is the exact point that I've been trying to get to. I've come up with an analogy and I'd like to change. I'm going to make this video a reel because I know that I've talked a lot, but I want to get to the point here, and I've made an analogy, and I feel like this is going to apply to conservative Christians, leftist activists who like to eat each other alive, for what reason I do not know, and anybody else that has found themselves on a bandwagon that they eventually looked back and thought, maybe that was not the right thing. Hear me out. You walk up to a wreck, and there are 3 human beings on the road. Okay? I've seen this scenario before. I'm sorry if it's triggering to y'all. The idea is pretty triggering to me, but there's a reason that I'm telling you this. You walk up, and you see somebody, and you run to them because that's the first person that you see, and it's the first person that you can help. And you're giving this person chest compressions. And then another person walks up and sees somebody and starts chest compressions. All right, we've got 2 human beings doing the right damn thing. In comes Mary Catherine, the liberal activist, because I've done this shit before. Hey, did you know that there's kids in Gaza right now that need help? That guy over there is also dying. Did you know that? You don't care about him? What are you doing? Oh, you're giving this person chest compressions? You don't care about those people? Oh, well, you must be a pretty shitty person then, right? Or how about this? How about this one? I'm going to come up to you while you're doing chest compressions because you clearly you care about these children in Gaza, right? Hey, but do you care about babies that are being killed? You don't care about that? Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to post a meme over here about immigration, right? I'm putting chest compressions on this issue that I really freaking care about right now because it matters to me right now. My reasons don't matter. I'm a human being. My heart's going out to this really upsetting thing that I see. So here I am trying to draw attention to it. And you ask me if I don't care about the homeless? Well, I mean, you're asking me, have you ever helped an immigrant? Have you ever accepted one into your home? What do you think I'm doing right now? I'm trying to help. And you're asking me why I'm not helping over there. If that's where your heart is, you help over there. Don't criticize me where I'm helping. Don't tell me that my help is insufficient or wrong. Help is never wrong. And if you see somebody helping and it makes you mad, how about ask yourself why you're mad? They're helping somebody. Go bang the drum for your cause. Good for you. I want you to care about the homeless. Good for you that you care about the veterans. I care about this right now. Can we all care about all of it? My God. So we get to the point where we have paralysis by analysis. Nobody can help anybody. And this is where I'm going to tell y'all that shit's gotten bad. Last week, you may have noticed that I've not said much about the Israeli and Gaza war/conflict, okay? And because of the fact that I have on multiple occasions talked about very complex social issues, my name ended up on a list of activist bloggers who aren't doing the right thing when it comes to Gaza. Now, this blogger that I follow and love, who I will not name, was with good intentions asking people, because she cares very deeply about this issue, do you know of anybody with a platform who is not doing what they should? If you do, let me know and tag those people here. And I saw my name tagged in that dadgum list about 20 times. And the very first thing I felt was hurt and then shame because maybe I'm not doing enough. And then I remembered I'm a mom going through a freaking divorce right now. I have tried to raise money for strangers' Christmas presents. I have done things in my community that I don't talk about, and yet I am somehow being criticized because I'm not doing chest compressions over here. Guys, it's not the suffering Olympics, and it's sure as shit not the helping Olympics, because this isn't helping. All it does is make people stop helping. Stop. And I have to apologize because I'm like Paul, the biggest sinner of all. And I know that I've created some of this toxic environment. Some of y'all might think I'm becoming less political. I'm not. I'm just starting to see everybody as human beings again. And I'm starting to realize that I had lost that, and that's a problem inside of me. Kind of like marriage. When our country's going through this great divorce, we can keep looking at the other side and blaming it, or we can ask ourselves what we did to contribute to the problem and start working on that. Because let me tell you something, your circle of control goes around your feet. You can't control what these people are going to do. And you know, like, you can spend the rest of your life yelling at them about what they're doing, which maybe that makes a difference. That's the kind of activism I'm seeing right now. It doesn't seem to be moving the needle. I don't know. I participated in it. Not super sure that it's helped. Or hear me out. You can care about the things you care about. And in the process, you can convince other people that your cause matters because it's a human cause and you care about it. And you don't have to demonize what they're doing. You don't have to be nasty to them or tell them that their cause is the wrong cause. Because frankly, I hope that God puts a little spark in each of us that looks a little different. I think we're all out here to be helpers in some way. And I don't believe that all of us are going to help do the same things. But let's celebrate the help every time. If you see that I'm calling out something that is obviously inhumane, the response should never be, but what about this problem? Why? Why do you want to derail the conversation I'm having about these hurting people? I don't want to do that to you. So the question is, who does that benefit? And the answer is nobody. It doesn't benefit you because nobody is endeared to your cause when you use it as a weapon on theirs. It doesn't benefit me because you derailed the conversation that was important and needed to be had. And it doesn't benefit any of the people who are supposedly out to help. So here's what I need to tell y'all. Helping is always a good thing. If you see somebody helping, don't criticize them for not helping your people. Celebrate the help. Because what I've learned about humanity at this point is we're not going to get on the same damn page. We're not. We are not going to convince everybody opposite of us to have our experience and our beliefs. We can try to change minds. We can try to change hearts, but that will never be done by otherizing people. And this is the last thing that I want to share that I'm also seeing on the left and the right, because y'all know I feel like a little societal anthropologist with all this weird stuff I get to watch on the internet. These interactions just blow me away. It's like, whoo, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. But the other thing I want to talk to y'all about, and I want to remind you, and this works for every socio-political war that we are going to be tried to get to demonize each other with, and everybody's fighting, I want to remind you of one thing. Governments should be criticized. Governments exploit people, hurt people. Power should always be criticized. When you stop criticizing power, that's when you've lost yours. So hear me out. We can criticize governments, but when you attribute people to the actions of their governments, you are being wrong. Hear me out. I've seen a lot of people talking about Jewish folks being responsible for the Israeli state. And I understand that that is a corrupt state. I also personally see that in my country, when I travel outside of it, I don't particularly love it when people associate what America has done in the world to who I am as a human being. Because I can assure you that not only did I probably not know about it, but if I was told about it, I was lied to about it. And so stop holding people groups accountable for the actions of governments when you become a humanist and stop caring about the bullshit narrative and caring about the people that are hurting. You're allowed to criticize everybody. And that's where I am. And maybe that's going to put me in the middle where nobody likes to be. But I'm starting to feel like it's a lot healthier place to look at this scenario and say, I hate this, I hate that. Where am I going to help? because I think the talking heads have had enough time to debate who's doing what and what is right and what should be done. Just do. You know it, guys? Just do. If we're all out there doing, then we have a lot less time to be criticizing. If you want to get on my page and ask me what I think about the homeless, I'm just going to hold up a mirror. We're not having that conversation. Whataboutism is like the lowest form of activism. You're doing nothing. You're doing the opposite of nothing. You're stopping progress. Please stop it. I don't care. Listen, and here's my thing, right? If you tell me, what about this people group? I am only going to affirm to you that, yes, let's care about them. Yes, I'm not arguing with you. What do you think I'm going to tell you, that I like homeless people better than immigrants? Because that kind of feels like that's where this is going. And I'm a humanist. And as a Christian, y'all should definitely be. Because the whole all of us are God's children and loved in his sight thing doesn't really know political party or boundaries. And so when you start caring about the well-being of people, i.e. being a humanist, all of a sudden your faith starts to break free from all this politics stuff. It doesn't mean you won't get political, though. Because hear me out, I'm a political person. But my consistency is not party. My consistency is that I'm a humanist. And in every situation, I will look to the interest of human beings and question the power that's making the decision. So, y'all, I don't know. This is just one of those things where I have been online for 10 years, and this has been breaking my heart for a while to see the devolving conversation that we're having and how far away we're getting from each other. But the worst part, like I said, in this great divorce in America, it's like very similar to the divorce I'm experiencing right now, is when I held up the mirror, I started seeing some ugly things myself. I was criticizing. So let's carry that for a while and start being better humans, okay? I love y'all. My editor's calling me, and I need to answer it.